You are a wonderful bowl full of raspberry ice cream. I don't often wear the bull hat, but when I do, we got to get talking, friends. We're going to speak a bit about HEX today and a few other things too. You know, there's a friend here. I have a friend here, Mr. Oxto. Mr. Oxto has asked me about shilling HEX. Now, it was in response to this post, one post I made of the Tangang, so the HOA coin. All right. Now, why this is important, friends? I've already made a video gone through this about HOA. We're having fun, one post. Now, how we want the world to work, obviously, is we want everyone to buy the best code, but the game doesn't work like that. It's just like no one watches the most neutral, best media. They watch what's entertaining and what really like gets them emotionally swinging. That's what they watch, okay? And everyone knows that. So Mr. Oxto here, I'm just got to explain to you guys. He's wondering, he goes, how come you went from, you're talking about HEX with an interesting approach, including market reflexivity and a social network approach. How did you go from that to pushing any blatant scam released on the chain? By the way, you can see these, friends. Here's a funny thing, okay? Immediately, there are 8 replies and no likes. So you can already just, this is like field research. You go, they're calling a coin a scam. I'm not saying to buy HOA, all right? They're calling the coin a scam. Look at the engagement straight away. Bang, 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 bang. It's like early HEX, by the way. That's funny. But just to tell you, man, like, of course, it's 90% core, 10% lottery. But this is the harsh reality, man. HEX is down 95% from the top. It's been more than 2.5 years. And it's round tripped, I think, like 3.5 years. And on top of that, it's still down 87% from when Richard Ha tweeted about the Pulse Chain launch, 19 cents. And you've had 2 years to buy. 2 full years. So I've only made like 1,000 videos. Like at some point, you just have to say, okay, I've accumulated enough. That's okay. That's all right. If you notice, friends, I did not, every time I dip my toes to altcoins and stuff into 2023, we just got freaking wrecked. Nothing sustained. Nothing could even sustain more than like 48 hours and everything would drop. But now there's a different frenzy coming on. It's Bitcoin halving gear. I've mentioned this to you many, many times. So I have the bull hat. Moo! You know, we're having a lot of fun. So yes, 90% core, 10% lottery. And it's all encompassing Pulse Chain, PulseX, and Next ecosystem. Yes, I've got Chainlink and other stuff in there. Don't even worry about them, friends, because at the end of the day, if you need to start buying core coins now, you're pretty much a weekend. You're lucky it's not weekend prices yet, but it's starting to get close in a period of time. Okay, so what do you do? How do you even like go through this? Well, I appreciate everyone doing this. This is not. I never take offense to any of this. This means this is good for me. This is good for everybody holding, because when I talk about, you know, lottery coins and all these others, these meme coins, you'll notice 2 things. So everyone in the core coin community, they'll say, well, now you are taking attention away from my coin. You're a scammer or you're doing the wrong thing. That's great. That's why I hold your coin. I want you to do stuff like that. I don't want you to say, oh, okay, let me go dump that whole bag and get out. You don't want that. All right. For example, if you had, like, for, you know, let's say you owned 15,000 Bitcoin. You don't want Max Kaiser to start saying, hey guys, start buying Ethereum and Cardano and Pulse Chain. You don't want him to say that. You're like, oh man, the network effect is dispersing out a bit, all right? So it's a beneficial thing to see that. And I've mentioned here too, right? I still have HEX in the portfolio, of course, and I posted about it 1,000 times. Not sure you've checked. And I just repeated like the price history that everyone's gone through, where you can see, okay, now I've got the total HEX price moving up and down here, but it's still like what do you want everyone to do? We've spent a long time speaking about it. It's still undervalued. Yes, it is. But yeah, I hate to say it, friends. It's XRP version 2 talk now. And what I mean by that, well, and this is, by the way, this isn't even like up for debate. Okay, this is like, if you've been in the community and if it's left to do its own thing, you'll see what I mean, right? XRP, why is everyone still holding XRP? It's because In 2017, XRP did a monstrous 600x run, literally just 1 year. Here you go. In 2017, from the low, basically here, up to the very, very top of the run, there you go, 655x run. 655x. Wow. Isn't that huge? Now, this pump was so magnificent that we have now been sideways for 6 years, by the way. 6 freaking years, and people are still talking about this pump. That's why it's reflected in the community of XRP. That's why the average target of XRP, by the way, is $8 to $10 around here. That's the average target. Why? Look at that. They're expecting like this, sideways. They're expecting that. So you can see how when there's a magnificent pump, it permeates through the community and everyone keeps holding. But that was 6 years, man. Like, you know, that's a long time. So what are we doing when we're talking about other coins in the Pulse chain ecosystem? All we're doing is just saying, as I've told you, my strategy is, okay, yeah, you've had literally 24 months to accumulate these core altcoins. Pulse chain, PulseX, HEX, 24 months. At some point, you say bags packed. That's it. Bags packed. Because adding every incremental dollar from here, if it's going to work out, it can't possibly change your life. Be the difference between changing your life, okay? So that's the perspective we're coming from. But, you know, I don't want anybody to change. I like hearing people say, no, this has got to be the only way, etc. Yeah, sweet. I guess we'll see what it is. So we can only gaslight people enough and tell them market cap doesn't matter and stuff. We know liquidity matters, friends. It's the reality, right? Isn't it funny, right? When the green candles are here, we're all euphoric. We're like, sweet, let's go pump really, really hard. Let's pump it. Green candles. As soon as we get one red weekly candle, everyone's like, okay, let's put the rational hat on. We needed $20 million injection to get this thing starting to move in a Bitcoin halving year. Damn, that's another way to think about it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm presenting just a balanced approach, friends. I'm presenting a balanced approach. I am bullish. Okay, I am bullish. However, being bullish, there's a complete difference between 10, 20, 30x versus 400x. There's a complete difference in that. In your 10, 20, and 30x range, 20 grand doesn't retire you. In a 400x range, it does. But see, there's difference, right? What if the coin flip, friends? What if you don't get that 400x in HEX? What if HEX doesn't go to $2? Okay, what if you need a real big God hand to kind of start moving it up? Okay, you know, a lot of people have said, well, you know, Richard can just reprice it higher. He can, but if he starts repricing it higher, okay, and BankX or anybody else starts dumping and starts chewing into it, he's not repricing it higher. I'll tell you that now. So that's something I'm only telling you this because I've seen footprints like that happen on the chart where he may or may not, there may not have been a God hand. I know how it works. It's sweep it up and see how many people come in. Friends, you even got to see at the beginning of PulseX, for example, it goes up and a retrace, it drops 70% in 9 days, just to kind of show you that the market's fair value really wasn't there. Okay, so you've had two years to accumulate these. At some point, just say, hey, this is the time. I've been saying for a very, very long time, I've been waiting for Bitcoin halving year. You guys know this firsthand. So many times I was saying, well, man, you know, Bitcoin halving year, that's the exact place we want to be when it comes to altcoins. And I know there are a lot of altcoins on Pulse Chain, the ecosystem. I didn't think this would happen, by the way. I had absolutely no idea this many would appear with communities. No idea. I mean, you can just go through, friends, all these ones going down. Atropa, PDI, Teddy Bear, HOA, all these ones are playing around. Fame. Look at, friends, this is how much I'm in the game, friends. You know, like, I'm in community coins where they hate my guts. Okay, I'm literally, I'm covering coins that I don't even own, that I can tell you they're cheap. For example, if you really wanted to, I'll just show you PHAME, for example, PHAME. Okay, a lot of people get upset, by the way, that I cover Bucks bags, but it is what it is, friends. It's all right. We're going to win. All right. This is the pulse pricing for PHAME, and yeah, like, it's still down here, but this is against the pulse pricing ratio. So look, this is a utility, by the way. This is literally the highest utility in crypto after PulseX, pretty much. It is, yes, leverage trading, earning fees, utility. Okay, that's what it is. But getting back to this swing high part is like just a 2x on your PLS. So a lot of people, man, they're not getting excited by that. But it makes sense, right? The speculation factor, the fever is less. It's because in utility, you can calculate the exact fees coming in, and it's consistent. You don't get super happy weak hands coming in and emotional hands smashing things up, whatever. Just like for a utility company, if you know this utility company provides a certain amount of electricity and they make a certain amount of money to a city, no one's going to sell the share of that company down 99%. Because they know, oh my gosh, like what are the chances that we don't need electricity next year? Almost near zero. So I'm never selling it. That's just stupid, okay? Right? But in crypto, we don't have that because it's like network effects. Are there people here or aren't there people here? You see, the utility company's value is derived because the city is just, it's always going to have like, maybe there's 5 million people living in a city. They're never going away. So that it's backed by the liquidity, the network of people in there. In crypto, though, it's different. It's so easy to move. That's why I always tell you in shares, there's a lot of geographical type of disadvantages with them, but it kind of like locks in the value, but then you can't increase the value heaps. So for example, electricity company can't go 10x. Why? Because you're not going to get, like 5 to 10 times the amount of people living in the city in a fast amount of time. But in crypto, completely different. You can go from having no use case to 5 use cases. See that volatility? You can go from having 1,000 people holders to 55,000, back down to 2,000. That is enormous volatility. And that's what we're here for, really, pretty much. We're here for that entertainment and that value factor, okay? But also, right, to continue with this HEX part as well, at this point, though, I'm not going to pretend Rackham, Wallet DO1, BankX, and others don't exist, right? And then we watch every other altcoin go up. So I don't really care what it is. It's just, I've been telling you, yes. I did everyone a favor, man. I gave you the highest value content. I know, friends, I love you all and appreciate you as well. Just repeating to you, literally the highest value content. First, I do the research, and I'm early, and I tell you how to manage risk, 90% call, 10% lottery, and I show you big, fat rectangle zones, and I'm like, don't buy above here. And I taught you giving away edge here, giving away competitive edge, taught you about ratios. Man, I could be getting in and out with these by myself and not doing it. It's just that because I know there's so much free money in crypto that this thing doesn't really impact anything. Like, for example, looking at a Tropa here, if you switch it to the pulse pricing, you get to see, oh my gosh, you're still in the box. You are still in the box. If you just go to touch the top of the box, you give a 5x on your pulse. This becomes a 10x on your pulse. No one's even watching it. No one even looks at it. Even though it's funny, pulse ratio pricings. I tell 1,000 people, 3 give a shit. Oh, no one cares. We just want to see the big pump. So, let me know what you guys think, by the way. How are you interpreting this? Because you guys know, man. They're just, friends, cycle 1 coins, man. I'm telling you this. I haven't told you also. Number 6 thing I gave you is cycle 1 coins, cycle 1 narratives, or just cycle 1 coins with the cycle 2 narrative. Cycle 1 coins, new coins. People go absolutely ballistic for them. They're fun. They're exciting. The new factor, impulsive factor, it's crazy, okay? And here's just another thing to think about. So we've spent 2 years trying to get everybody, hey, get into HEX and Pulse and PulseX. It's been 2 years on that part, but also it does feel like it's a Richard Hart trade at this point, considering how we're 3 months away from Bitcoin halvening. Price is still lower than it was in 2022 bear market. Yeah, that's true, man. Like, how is still for like we should be much higher, man. But of course, you know why? It's inflation effect. Maybe it's corrupt SEC. It's stock dilution. It is what it is. You put all those together, now you just see what's going on, and you don't go all in on one. That's it. I hope HEX just gets repriced up higher, but we'll see. We'll see. You do have alternatives. That's the best, most grateful thing of all, friends. There are alternatives. You have options, and there's a thesis behind the options, and you don't hurt yourself by sprinkling it around. Okay, you don't have to participate in any of these altcoins. Doesn't really matter. It's just that I don't want to go on the record, but I almost have to go on the record. If you ignore these, you're gonna regret it. Okay, not these specific coins or any of them mentioned. Not financial advice. Go buy bonds like how they want you to. All right, but you're gonna regret it because. You saw, man. You saw Richard pumps up the coin, and then what happens? Okay, Rackham goes click. Okay, he pumps it up again. Okay, what happens? Wallet DO1, click. One dude. Okay, think about that. That's like you know, like you're on board, like 6,000 people putting in $1,000 each, where you have like $6 million in, and it's like 2 people, because they got like $70 million back. Okay, sweet, just erase all that. Now I'm not saying it's just gonna not move anywhere, because these people stop selling. They do stop selling and they get greedy, but it's just psychologically hard, okay, to... Now you know why Cycle 1 coins, fans. Cycle 1 coins have just a new mix of people every time, and the market loves speculating on that, because you're like, oh, we don't have the big bad characters from before in the back of our minds. And whether you believe the narrative or not doesn't really matter. The charts say one thing. New cycle coins that make no sense, that look like scams, that have a community, pump to the freaking moon. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.